on there, and
Yeah.
let me know when we're rolling on there.
Yeah, we're good.
Hello, Lina.
Hello.
Hello.
Andy.
It is very good to have you guys. Please, without further ado, please begin.
Sure.
We don't need a metronome on there, and
Yeah.
let me know when we're rolling on there.
Yeah, we're good.
Hello, Lina.
Hello. Andy.
It is very good to have you guys. Please, without further ado, please begin.
Sure. Oh, I don't wanna be just another chapter of your book, and I don't wanna be just another accidental look. Oh, I don't wanna be just another name and just another song. Oh, I don't wanna keep on running away. It's been not that long, and even when you hold me tight every single dark winter night, and it feels so right. Oh, I've got a reflex on love and the feelings. Too many nights were spent on healing. Too many songs were sung. These lovers are gone, so don't. Oh, I've got a reflex on love and the feelings. Too many nights were spent on healing. Too many songs were sung. These lovers are gone, so don't say I'm just another one. Oh, I don't wanna be just another number on your phone, and I don't wanna be just another night you did spend alone. Oh, I don't wanna be another girl, another body, another nobody you will forget. Oh, I don't wanna ruin it all again with something I say. And even when you look at me waiting so patiently and scared to touch even carefully, oh, I've got a reflex on love and the feelings. Too many nights were spent on healing. Too many songs were sung. These lovers are gone, so don't. Oh, I've got a reflex on love and the feelings. Too many nights were spent on healing. Too many songs were sung. These lovers are gone, so don't say I'm just. And I'm nervous and I'm shy, and can't really explain why. Usually I'm not this way, but I guess this time it's different. I'm love and the feelings. Too many nights were spent on healing. Too many songs were sung. These lovers are gone, so don't. Oh, I've got a reflex on love and the feelings. Too many nights were spent on healing. Too
was really good,
Oh,
guy.
thank you.
On there, and
Yeah.
let me know when we're rolling on there.
Yeah, we're good.
Hello. We don't need a metronome.
I met you and I made you fall in love instantly. Yeah, you thought that I'm a little girl alone in the city. Believed in my lies, well, this love was a scam. Nothing good starts with a girl with a plan. You thought that I loved you the exactly same way. Never questioned my past, well, I'd wished anyway. Oh, should've thought twice about the ring on my hand. Nothing good starts with a girl with a plan. I made you go crazy, I made you regret by the way you treated me and them and all the things you said. You think you're so smart that you're a tough kind of man. Nothing good starts with a girl with a plan. Oh, it's not a random shot. You need to understand that you're the only one to blame. You were stabbed with your own hand. Yeah, you used me, abused me, tried to hold me down. Oh, think that you won, thinking you've got the crown. Well, it's too late now. 'Cause I was wearing all white on the last day you saw me on the opposite side of the courtroom. You see, there will be no next time. It's a fierce punishment for messing around with a girl with a plan. Nothing good starts with a girl with a plan. Nothing good starts with a girl with a brain. Nothing good starts, nothing good starts, nothing good starts with a smart, brave, charming bitch with a plan.
Yeah. Woo.
Thank you.
All right.
My head is full of labyrinths, it's mazes of mistakes. My soul's pitched up in many places. How much more will it take? My heart's the wildest beast you've seen. It's tearing up my chest. I catch the butterflies from you and ask them if they last. Are you sure that you are ready to dive into my soul? Accept the dark in me, survive my cruel world. 'Cause it's been days and weeks and months of pain. Don't know if I can make it through today. It's been tears and screams and smiles of pain. But if I do, I'll get your number right away. I run looking back once I start to settle down. Wish I could see the future, feel the grief of what's to come, so I don't fall much harder once another one is gone. Are you sure that you will stay? 'Cause I thought that they would too. Can I handle it the right way? Not obsess or simply leave you? 'Cause it's been days and weeks and months of pain. Don't know if I can make it through today. It's been tears and screams and smiles of pain, but if I do, I'll call you back tonight. Okay? My memory is a gallery of movie-level stories, and someone always ends up hurt or left confused and sorry. I cannot fall asleep all night. I write what I can't say. I break the mirrors, break the clocks, and do it all again. Oh, I can stand the silence, 'cause I just can't stand my thoughts. Will you be there for me, baby? Will you listen to my song? 'Cause it's been days and weeks and months of pain. Don't know if I can make it through. And today it's been tears and screams and smiles of pain. But if I do, I'll meet you out by Abe's today.
We don't need a metronome. Yeah, no, the Jackson 5 is one of those groups that like you're so used to their music, and so you're like, all right, and then you go back and you're like, wait, this is actually like amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, hello.
Hi.
Hello, Lina. Now we're on the air, just like that.
Like that.
John, you want to give us a little
Oh,
intro?
absolutely. Yeah. Welcome to Filtrum Radio. I'm your host, John Short.
Welcome, welcome. And I am Andy.
And I'm Lina.
Hello, Lina.
Hello, Lina.
Hello, Lina. Short for Paulina, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Right? Very nice. I did it. I remembered.
He did remember that. Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we chatted about this briefly. We have all these conversations like, well, we shouldn't. We always end up having these conversations like before
Yeah.
we start recording. But okay, so so your name is Paulina, and you have a last name that means. I'll let you tell the story. Tell us the story of your.
Okay, well, I'm from Ukraine, so I have a very Ukrainian both like first and last name, which is Polina Bondarenko.
Here, I'm just
and,
gonna move
yep.
this while you talk. Keep going.
Polina Bondarenko, and I mean, no one ever pronounces my name right. I've been dealing with this for the past 4 years that I've lived here. It's like Paulina, Paulina, like whatever, but it's not my
They
name.
have a hard time.
Yeah, and I'm just like, Lina, you cannot mess it up
No, you
unless you
can't.
spell it wrong, but you cannot mess it up when you say it.
Lina.
So yeah, Lina. And my last name is Bondarenko. The translation, if you translate it into English, it actually means Cooper, which is like people who make barrels.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said this earlier. I didn't know that. Did you? Did you know what a Cooper was, John?
I knew that it was kind of like an occupation.
I had no
I've
idea.
heard of that as like an occupation. There are other names kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like Chandler. It's like
Chandler?
a candle maker.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
What? Like
That-
Chandler Riggs is like a
If you spell it with a
candle
CH,
maker.
yeah, it's a candle maker.
candle, like with the CH, like a.
I mean, if your name is like,
Kendall.
if you're like a tanner, you know, you beat like skins with a stick.
Oh, you make like leather. You tan
Yeah,
leather.
they make-
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Wow.
So Lina Cooper. It's a very good stage name.
Thank you.
It's very
I
nice.
tried.
It's easy. People have such a hard time with the names. People have hard time with anything that isn't even just like pretty Anglo-Saxon sounding. You know?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Because if you look at most of pop stars, it's like super easy. Like
Super
Taylor
easy.
Swift, Katy Perry,
especially
like
those two, like Perry and Swift, Taylor Swift,
damn, yeah.
or like Sam Smith.
Sam Smith,
Sam
Adele.
Smith. Yeah, Adele, or like even Ariana Grande. It's like
Ariana,
pretty phonetic.
Yeah.
name,
right,
You know,
right.
and now Lina Cooper, the new
Pop star.
rising upcoming. You heard it here first, folks.
Heard it here first.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think you've got good things coming. I mean, if anyone's listening to this, they just heard you guys play, and it sounded.
It was
I
pretty
think
great.
you sounded pretty good.
It was a good performance.
yeah, it was a good performance. So,
Thank you.
so is that kind of the way? I'm outing myself now. I haven't listened to any of your material before this. Is that kind of the way your records sound? Like, do you perform your stuff like the record, or is it like kind of different?
Well, honestly, it depends. Like the last song that we played, that's called by Abe's. There's not a single instrument that's live in the like version that I've released. I actually released it just a week ago. So
I see. Is it like electronic, or is it?
Yeah,
like,
it's still very like acoustic sounding, but it's very production based.
it's produced.
Yeah, but
produced.
the other two songs, like I'm going to record them, and they're going to be more live.
stripped down.
Yeah, more live and stripped down.
So you're kind of. Are you? Is it that you're moving in that direction, or are you just like trying to find that healthy balance of like in the box versus live?
I'm experimenting, just like all over the place. Yeah, like I'm planning on. I've recorded a lot of tracks live with like literally like big bands of instruments.
Like
Like
some
literal-
snarky puppy shit,
yeah.
dude.
Oh,
That's like,
yeah.
Maybe
That's
like
pretty good.
hopefully you'll hear it soon. And there's like some acoustic stuff, and there's some production stuff, and there's like a lot of like huge sounds and very minimalistic sounds. So it's just like right now I'm kind of looking for it. Misha actually said something very, very accurate the other time. He said that like my music is pop, but like in different clothes every time. It's pop based. It could be like pop based
different
reggae,
clothes.
pop based blues,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I
pop
dig
based indie and all that stuff. But it's always pop.
That's
Just
a good
like
way to be. Don't
Yeah,
limit
it's a
yourself.
good-
Experiment. And at Berkeley, what better place to experiment? You've got all these talented musicians at your disposal. You've got all
Yeah.
these just people that, and we're all kind of figuring it out at Berkeley. You know, like no one is really just in like ready to pounce.
Yeah.
Except at least not everybody. Some people show up to Berkeley like ready
yeah.
to
Yeah.
kick ass. You
But
know, I certainly
they're
didn't.
rare,
Yeah, they're rare.
or they're
They're-
30.
Yeah, they're 30. Well,
True.
you're a little older than us, right? Like you're.
Guess how old I am?
I don't know. Are
I'm
you?
20.
You're 20?
I'm 20.
You're 20?
I'm 20.
I didn't know you were younger than us. I thought you were like older than us. Yeah,
I
20
didn't know
years
that
old,
either.
man.
Wouldn't have guessed.
And you're
Turning-
almost done with Berkeley.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm turning 22 on Valentine's Day next month.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank
on
you,
Valentine's Day.
finally.
Born on Valentine's Day. It's
pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty romantic
It
to
is
get
pretty
born
romantic.
on Valentine's Day, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't think
No,
going.
yeah,
into,
yeah. My parents were like, "You're the gift of love from God." I'm like, "Mom, just."
I don't know if I'd want to go into. I mean, I'm never going to go into labor because I'm a guy. But I don't know if I'd want to go into labor on Valentine's Day. That's like, I'm not
Yeah.
really living my best life.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were older than us. I don't know why. thought you were-
Sometimes I come off older. I don't know why. I've looked the same way since I was maybe like 16 years old. People always assumed I was like 24 or something, and they would be like, "Oh,
That's not a bad way to be.
It's not bad.
A
Yeah.
lot of like people in music are kind of like that. Like they look older than they are, but they don't look old, but they look older than they are.
yeah,
That's definitely a
true.
thing.
Yeah, that's true. Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
But, like,
yeah.
she
Yeah.
does not look whatever, 17? She's 17?
18. She's
18.
She just turned 18,
Finally
and everyone was
legal,
saying all these
right?
creepy things about her.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
They
It
were
was
they
like,
were creepy before then, but
they were,
they've
but
become
then it
more.
got more creepy.
It's pretty gross.
There
yeah.
was some funny meme that was basically like now that Billie Eilish is 18, she's old enough to purchase a a firearm or like something like that.
Oh,
like
God.
it baits you into thinking it's gonna be something really creepy, and then it's just like some mundane like municipality
Damn.
thing. Yeah,
Oh damn.
I'm not explaining it very well, but yeah. So you're 20.
I am
You're
20.
here. You're at Berkeley. You're almost done.
Yes.
You're doing CWP.
CWP in songwriting, double major with
Double
a
major.
minor in conducting.
That's cool. I did CWP. We talked about
Yeah.
it. We did talk about it.
We
We talked
did
about
talk
it.
Talked about mostly everything.
We did. We had such a great conversation before we were recording. I should just not. It would be
Well,
so
most of the
unfriendly.
people probably wouldn't want to know about, like, you know, the details of CWP. It's just the CWP majors who would want to be like, yeah.
It's definitely
That's
kind
our
of technical.
major. Yeah.
Well, we had Simone Brown. Do you know Simone?
Yes, I know
Did
her.
she
We-
performed
yeah,
at
she-
the art house?
Yeah, she performed at the Art House, so you must know
Yeah.
her. We had her on the show too, and she did songwriting. We spent about a half hour talking about the songwriting.
We
Oh my
did
god!
talk
Like
about
I'm
that for quite
I'm
a
doing
while,
a
yeah.
songwriting too. It's just like I'm pretty sure both of you would agree with me a lot. But like when you're loaded with like writing arrangements, printing parts, like fixing these parts, giving it out to musicians, sending
The score
demos
and
and
parts
final
prep
and
and-
like all that stuff. And then when you hear like that songwriting majors, they just need to like submit a song like once every 3 weeks. You're like, how is this even a major? How do you get a degree in this? Like, it's so easy.
You said it, not me. But
Yeah, I'm
I know what you
saying,
mean. There,
I will-
like, here, I'm gonna move your mic again.
I will
Yeah.
not follow you on that. Follow
see-
you to that hill.
What I will say is CWP is
But-
such like a technical major,
Yeah.
and they're such sticklers about the engraving of the parts. You know, like for people who don't know, halfway through CWP, you have to
Yeah.
Yeah.
submit something called a score and parts
Preparation proficiency, yep.
proficiency. Whereas basically you have to have this big ass score, and all of the parts have to be formatted like perfectly to Berkeley standards, and the chair of the department goes over it with a fine tooth comb. And if you don't pass, you can't continue. And
Yeah.
they go and they'll be like, this number is here instead of an inch away where it needs to be. So you have to do this again.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can resubmit it like multiple times up until you get it right.
Yeah, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get it wrong on your first
Yeah.
try. So that's like some
That's
pretty big
shitty.
like gauntlet shit. It's cool though. I mean, it's a real trial by fire, I'd say.
Yeah.
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 But you made it through. You're
Yeah.
almost done now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you still have left?
I'm taking 4 courses this semester. I'm taking like top line techniques for contemporary pop for songwriting. I'm taking scoring for advertising for CWP.
Love that class. Who are you taking?
Beater Wolf.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who he is yet either. The third class is what is it? Oh, it's like advanced conducting techniques for TV and film or something like this. This is for the
Oh.
conducting minor. That's my last
That
class.
shit is so hard. Conducting for like film, and you have to follow the cues. Did you?
I
do you
don't
have
know
to do
yet.
The thing
That's
where
going to
those,
be
like,
on
the-
Monday.
Damn, yeah, I never did that.
We had to
That's
do it for conducting too, and I had to
Damn.
follow this like Randy Newman score, and there'd be like these little flashes on the screen, and it was so hard. It's hard. I bet you'll do great with it though.
Well, we'll see.
Well, you're taking on a.
You're a conducting
conducting-
minor, though.
Yeah.
You probably
Yeah.
got
You
more.
are.
But I've never
Conducting.
conducted for film and TV. Like
It's
I've conducted
definitely
like
its own
live
animal.
people that are looking at you and you're controlling them, but it's not like you're following a movie, which I don't know if I'm gonna do. Like if I'm gonna be good at that.
You know what it's kind of like? You ever conduct for a solo singer, and you kind of have to follow them and direct a bunch of other people?
I conducted an orchestra with the singer, so I was basically following the singer.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
But
You're
they also
except
cue
you're
you.
following-
It's like
Yes.
he's conducting you when you're conducting the orchestra. It's like
Yes.
this chain.
You're like the middleman.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but with a film. It's kind of like that. You'll do great.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
It's good stuff.
Well, hopefully.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. And then some bullshit liberal arts class.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I had a couple of those. What's it called? Do you not
Something
want to
about
say?
avant-garde. I don't remember. I also didn't have it yet.
Damn.
The avant-garde.
Avant-garde something. I don't even remember. It was like the only class that fit my schedule.
I'd take that.
Would you consider yourself avant-garde, Lina Cooper?
Sure, why not? Don't limit myself to.
That's a
That's a
good
good
transition.
attitude, yeah.
Let's talk about your music. So you
Let's
had a
talk
few.
about it.
You had a few tracks. There was kind of a theme. You had one. I'm trying to remember. You had one about like a girl with a plan.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Tell us about what's that song called?
Okay, it's called A Girl with a Plan.
Is it called A Girl with a Plan? Oh,
yeah, it's
I
called
got it
Girl
right.
with a Plan. Maybe without the A. Just Girl with a
It's
Plan.
just Girl
Yeah.
with a Plan.
So it
Well,
sounds like.
it's good when you can guess the title. They tell you that in songwriting, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's good when
No,
people can
honestly,
guess the title.
another thing, songwriting is a great major to learn a lot of stuff.
Yes.
It's not difficult, but it's
one
very
of the coolest majors at Berkeley. for
it's
sure.
very cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems
But
pretty
anyway,
cool.
just
Yeah.
not to like completely shit on that major.
Yeah,
like
no, yeah.
just be like, it's a great major, but it's
gotcha.
very easy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, the song Girl with a Plan, it's actually about now is gonna be a very fun fact. I was married when I was 18.
So
Really?
when I first saw you perform, you talked about that.
Yeah, I did.
remember you
did.
saying
Every
that.
time I perform that song, like before I perform, like I usually start my whole set with this song. So I'm like, "Hi guys, my name is Lina Cooper, and I got married when I was 18. So this is the song about that." And everyone's
That's
like,
some
"What?"
heavy shit to like.
Yeah,
lay
I
on
know, because people always like, they're like, their attention is at you already, because they're like, wait, this chick is like, she looks like 24. How is she already married and divorced? And I was like,
That's a lot. That's a lot of life experience. Like
man, don't
when
even get me
you're
started.
about to turn 22, right? That's
21.
A lot. 21. Oh, my bad. That's a lot of life experience, though. Like
but yeah,
that must have been pretty heavy. I mean, it's a good tune. You know, it's kind of
But
It
yeah.
is a very good
kind of
tune.
melancholy. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not sure. You can say what you want to say about
Yeah, of
about that
course.
time period.
yeah. Well, basically the song, like with it, I wanted to like, present myself as this character, as this like badass like girl that's like, you hurt me. You know what, like I have a plan in my mind that I'm gonna make, like I'm gonna make these things come true and you're gonna get punished for what you did. And I
Right
was
on.
like, I did not, obviously, like, to be honest, like spill some tea, like I just got the restraining order on the dude just so he couldn't like contact me and that's
course,
it.
yeah.
So, I didn't like press any charges about what happened. And it's like a long story, but in my head, in this song, I was like, "Oh, you're gonna pay for everything."
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
feel
gonna
that.
write about it, and I'm gonna like just imagine like I see you, being put in handcuffs like in the back of the car and like crying and trying to call your mom, and I'm like, "You got what
Damn.
you deserved."
Yeah.
That's
And,
some heavy
like-
shit. Like that's I mean, you
Validation.
got a good tune in it.
Yeah.
Right?
There was this line like the last time I was wearing all white, the last day I saw you like on the opposite side of the court, which is like, I've never actually gotten to see him in court because he didn't show up to any of the hearings. So they just gave me the restraining order, but in my mind I was like, "Oh, I was wearing a white dress." the
It's
last time I
like you're
saw
wearing a wedding dress
Yeah,
in court.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
like that. Yeah, I remember
That was
line.
my
That was a good line.
dream. That was
That's
like
a good line.
but it didn't
That's
come true.
I mean, something like that's I've heard songs about much less serious things than this, for sure. That's
Oh
like,
yeah.
I mean, man, I wasn't married at 18.
No.
That's like it's a lot to go through when you're 18.
It
I would
is.
say, right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what you are and are not comfortable sharing. I'll be quite honest. Like
Feel free to ask me whatever you want. I will let you know if I'm not comfortable. Yeah.
okay.
Don't
okay.
Be, don't be yellow.
I won't be yellow. Paulina's the only one allowed to be yellow. Yeah, she's the one that wears yellow. We'll make a yellow title card for Paulina.
Mellow yellow.
Yes, please.
Mellow yellow. Yeah. What was that like? Like, I suppose like so you're 18 and did you decide to? Can I ask you that?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
So you decided to get married.
Yeah, well,
at
he
18?
proposed to me. Like, we kind of were talking about it, like, a joke.
Yeah.
But then he actually did propose to me. At first time, he proposed to me on my birthday, like, as, it was kind of like, "Oh, we're gonna get married one day, but here's a ring for you to keep." So just like to...
Yeah.
Like, it was not even, like, a real engagement. But then 4 months later, he actually proposed to me, and I was like, wait, is this serious? Like, wow, oh my God,
That
I'm
must have
getting
taken-
married, oh.
It must have felt good in that moment, right?
Yeah,
like,
no, of
you-
course it did. Of
Of course
course it
like,
did, yeah.
It feels like, oh, this is like, it's a big deal. getting married for sure, you know. But in that moment, it feels good, you know. If someone wants to marry you, you're figuring your life out, you know.
Yeah.
You're deciding. There's not a whole lot of times we get to do that in our lives, right?
Definitely.
Like, you don't always get to be like, this is what my life is going to be like. Because shit gets thrown at you, you know what I mean? And so, like, that's understandable, you know?
And also, can you imagine, like, being 18 and then meeting a guy who's ready to marry you?
Yeah.
You hear all these scary stories about guys being, like, unprepared and, like, oh, I'm not ready for commitments. And then there's this guy, like, sitting on one knee,
this guy
you know?
is down to clown.
Was he also 18?
No, he was 5 years older, so he was 23 at that point. So he was a little older. He was kind of, like, already, you know, closer to figuring it out, but still not there yet, obviously.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, I see. And so, you know, you feel like...
Yeah, I was like, oh, why not? Yeah, let's do this. And then,
but it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Yeah.
And a lot of times these things don't work out, you know, and I just remember when I was 18, there were so many things that, you know, a year from when you're 18 versus like even just a few years later, like now I'm 23, like it feels like a bigger chunk of your life, you know. Every year just exponentially feels like a smaller piece of your life, and you kind of get to this point where you're like, I know what I want, I know what's right for me, you know.
Yeah. But
then you kind of go on, and maybe your situation changes, or you learn something about a person, and you know, I feel like of all the ages that someone's going to have their world turned upside down, it's like when you're 18, 20, right? Yeah. Like, that's pretty wild, though. That's quite a story.
Yeah.
It really is, yeah.
I also always thought it was like, yes, it is a sad story. Yeah, it was, you know, a pretty hard time. But at the same time, like, that's, like, a crazy story. Like, I love telling the story because, like, every time to this day, I tell people that I was married and I'm divorced and I did that when I was 18. They're like, holy shit, like, you're joking. Like, you're kidding. I'm like, no, you want to see the wedding pictures? And they're like...
I mean, it's kind of badass. Like, I'll admit. Like, it's pretty badass that you, like...
Yeah, like, that reaction's everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think that... that's valuable. I mean, it is valuable life experience. You know what I mean?
It is.
Like I'm sure you know what you want more now than you did back then, right?
Or what I do not want.
And what you do not want, which is a huge part of the question of what do I want, is what do I not want.
I agree.
For sure.
Very important.
Yeah. So you had two other tunes. Let's talk about your other tunes.
Okay.
Are they also about being married, or they're about
No. The first one that I did was called Reflex, and it's like, honestly, it's probably one of the cheesiest songs I've ever written, but a lot of people seem to like it, like on the shows.
Oh, I dug it. I definitally dug it. It was like catchy. It was like a little.
Yeah, maybe because it was catchy.
It is very
probably
catchy.
Because of that. Because the lyrics, I was like, whatever. They're sweet. They're like cheesy, but they work. So
it always feels, whenever you write something, it always feels also cheesier to you. At least I feel this way. Everything I write, it feels way cheesier to me than I imagine it.
I agree. Yeah.
You know, because
we're all harsher on ourselves.
Yeah, and you know, everything that you're capable of doing yourself, you know, that's your stuff. But it's hard to feel impressed by it because it feels like this is where I'm at, you know, and you want to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Further down the road. But I didn't think it was cheesy. I thought it was pretty good.
Thank you.
And so what's this one about? Reflex.
Reflex, well, it's pretty easy. It's just like, you know, after you've had a lot of painful experiences, you're kind of like, you know, do I want to do this again? Like, you kind of develop this literally reflex on love. Mm-hmm. You're kind of like, you don't want to open up to people. You don't want to commit to anything. But this one is kind of like, oh, I've met this person. And you're, you know, in the verses I talk about like how, I don't want to be just another one on your list. I don't want to be another phone call. I don't want to be another name. I don't want to be another name on your phone. I don't want to be just another girl, another body, another nobody. Like, whatever.
This.
Yeah.
And you want it to be meaningful. You want it to mean something.
Yeah. And you're like, you know, but I've got this reflex on love and all these feelings. But if you're ready, and if I'm not going to be just another one for you, maybe we can try that out. So that's kind of about it. And I wrote it when I was like in a relationship that ended very badly.
Is that one more? Is that one more
one-
recent? Is that one a more recent one?
Yeah, it was in 2018. I was dating this guy
2018.
for 1 year, and I still don't know how I did that. But
Just a whole year.
just a whole year, I was like, how did I even do this? But I wrote it about him at the very beginning of the relationship, right before we started like actually like officially dating.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a relatable
Yeah.
feeling. You know, I definitely felt that way. So this isn't a podcast about me, so I'm not going to get into it. But there was a point where I am bisexual, right? And I had come out of this really bad relationship with a girl, and I was like, that's it. I'm just doing men for a while. I'm just going to do men for a while. And then I met Holly, who I'm with now. And she's from California, and we just get together so well. And I felt the same way, where it's like, I'm gonna do this. It's gotta be meaningful. But you know, you have to, you want to be able to go into things with genuine feelings. You know, you don't want to just fly
No, definitely.
into stuff. But then
Yeah.
it's like, you don't always end up where you planned to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You feel that?
definitely.
Yeah, that was a good tune too. And is that one's also more, is that one of your more stripped down ones? Or is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would say like the verses are always very kind of, you know, like very quiet, very genuine. Then we go kind of crazy on the chorus every time.
That one was
That's-
definitely more like,
yeah.
you sang more powerfully in the chorus. What would you say, what would you say is like your ideal instrumentation for your music? If money and logistics were no object, like how would you perform all your music?
Okay, to be honest, I would love my dream is to perform with an orchestra. Literally, if I was like Taylor Swift level, I would tour, you know,
With a
all the
full
cities
orchestra?
with a full orchestra. And at first, I would
That'd be pretty
open my
sweet,
tour
yeah.
with conducting like an introduction. I swear, like it would be fucking
That
weird.
would be so badass. Just
Yeah. I would be
you're
like,
conducting.
you know, I don't know, like a sexy latex bodysuit, but conducting a fucking orchestra, and then
well,
turning
people
around
don't
and be
expect
like,
that out of pop stars.
yeah,
you
like
know?
nothing good starts with a girl in the front, and they're like, ah.
That would be so cool. Because, like, you know, imagine seeing, like, Ariana Grande doing that shit. That's not going to happen. But, like, you've got these skills to pay the bills. Like,
I
obviously,
know,
this
right?
Berkeley.
They
This
can't
is the
go
dream.
just
It's like doing
to
pop,
nowhere.
but being, like, kind of overqualified for the gig. You know, and you could whip out all this crazy musical shit, like conducting a full orchestra. That'd be really cool.
That's my
would be.
dream. Yeah.
I think you'll get there.
Yeah,
You'll
I
get
think
it
you
there.
can.
It's just about, gotta sell those tickets, baby. You know?
Yeah, you gotta sell the tickets.
Billie
Gotta-
Eilish is coming. How much are those tickets?
Billie Eilish's cheapest tickets are about, like $300 a person.
Well, not like not the cheap, like the shittiest
cheap-
ones, like the ones in the very back. I think they would be like about maybe like 180. Like
Really?
the
I don't
terrible
know.
ones.
I looked for the cheapest shit, and it was there was nothing I could see less than 200.
Really?
Now I want to look because maybe I can find something even cheap. I want to see Billie Eilish. I really
Me
do.
too. Me
Yeah,
too.
I'd definitely go watch.
She's just. I really like. I'll admit, like her first record, I listened to it. I was kind of like, I like Lord better. That's what I said to her.
Lord's my shit. Like especially her last record,
Melodrama.
Oh
kills
my
me
God.
every time. Especially those ballads like Rider in the Dark and Liability.
Literally have a shirt that says "Bet You Rue the Day" because the Rider
Really?
in the Dark. No kidding.
Oh, it's so good. That record, because like her first album is really cool because it's like got that stripped down thing.
Yeah.
And it was like really, it was a sound that we all knew, but it was like really new and impactful. And that second record just brought her to this new level. Like the music was
Yeah.
more emotional. I could talk about this forever.
Me too. I love this record. That's my favorite record of like literally top 3 records of all time for me.
Yes,
This record,
yes. This is
Melodrama.
definitely one of my favorite of the past decade. Now the decade's over, but Melodrama.
Oh,
If
I
anyone's
love it. I
over.
love it.
It was so good. I talked with my
2020.
sister about that record a lot. My little sister has a really good taste
Yeah.
in music, and
Shout out to your sister. I
shout out
respect
to my
that.
sister. Hello, Natalie.
Hi, Natalie.
I don't think she's listening. I mean, maybe she is. I hope she is. Hi, Natalie. Yeah, that's a good record, and I kind of felt. I felt more polarized about Billie Eilish. Like, I didn't really dig her first record. I was just kind of like, here's another one of these people that's just got enough money that they could, like, make this really widely distributed pop record at a young age. It's kind of a harsh opinion, I'll admit. But that second record just
that's
knocked my socks off.
Yeah, it's great.
Not just, like, Bad Guy.
I'd never heard of her until that second record, and I was like, wow, man, that's it hits you.
Yeah, well, because she strikes this really great balance of these really stripped down tunes that are still like as impactful as any big crazy like Coldplay tune or whatever. Like, and there's almost nothing. There's so much silence.
Oh yeah,
on the record. Like, I really like that song Zen.
Yes. Oh, I love that one.
I love it so much. It's so good. It sounds so like subdued, and it's like
it's kind of scary.
It is kind of scary. Yeah.
It's like nodding off. and it's kind of funny because it's like about like a girl that's just like, I just want to drink Coke, you know, at a party. And,
I felt that way.
Yeah,
I've been on both sides of that. Oh, there's your foot. Hello,
that's me.
Hello,
Hi.
Yeah, I felt I felt that way though. Like, I've been on both sides of that. I mean, I've never been doing Xanax at a party. It's not, it's not really how I roll, but you know.
No. I'm just not gonna say anything.
Like, I promise I don't bar out. That's not my idea of a good time. But I've
the only bars that you spit with are fucking music bars.
Yeah, music bars. Yeah. So we've got Billie Eilish. We've got Lorde. Are those both top three for you, or just Lorde?
I wouldn't say Billie Eilish is my top. Like, okay, I'm gonna expose myself. Lorde, I would say so. Lorde is on my top 3. There's 2 more artists that are super pop, and you might really judge me for this. My number 1 is Taylor Swift.
Yes, I love her though.
Okay,
like,
great.
Unironically love Taylor Swift. It's okay. You're amongst friends.
Okay, because I just think she's a great songwriter. You know, like, she might not be the best singer. I'm not the best singer.
No one is.
You know,
no one
like
is.
Compared to all these Berkeley like crazy singers, I'm like, you know, I'm not like insanely good. I'm just I can deliver the song.
Too. It's like. It's, you know, it's not like because she's doing triple dismounts.
But she can deliver the emotion, deliver the song very well. Yeah. So that's what I'm going for, you know?
Yeah, and so witty. Like, her stuff, like, I've got a blank space and I'll write your name. Like, I love that stuff. It's just so, like, it's good. It's really good. And Reputation. Is that another top 3? I'm going to try to guess.
Reputation, yeah. I would say, like, Reputation or her new record, Lover, they split the same, like, spot in my heart.
Lover is also really, really good.
Yeah,
and it's more political. Records. It's like, she's really blossoming after she had kind of a dark period. I actually saw this trailer. There's a movie coming out.
Yeah, Miss Americana.
Miss Americana, yes. I'm going to be watching it too. Yeah, it's a good, it looks good. So basically, John, for the uninitiated, after Taylor Swift put out 1989,
which was like her biggest record.
It was
like
huge.
It was like breaking.
That's the one that had Shake It Off. It had
Blank Space. Bad Blood.
Blank Space. It had Bad Blood. It had what Style? I love Style. I love the 80s. Yeah. It's kind of 80s. And there was all this like press stuff going on with her. I mean, she's got a pretty volatile relationship with the press.
Yeah,
you know? They're pretty mean to her.
Yeah, they are.
You know, and there's that whole Kanye back and forth stuff. And I mean, I like Kanye too, but you know, and then actually for a little while, for like a year or so, she just left the public eye.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was literally hiding. Like if paparazzi would ever like get a picture of her, it would be just like her like hiding under an umbrella, trying to just like, you know,
be left
get
alone.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Well,
I mean, people glamorize that and be like, oh, you know, I would be just thankful that people were pestering me like that. It's like, no, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
Especially if it was like a chance of a threat against your life. Yeah.
But also, you know, it's hard to judge when that's what you want, where you want to get. You're like, oh, how come you're so, you know, how come you're hiding away from paparazzi and press when you have all this attention, you can use it. But then you're like, But they were saying so many mean things about her.
Oh,
Like
yes,
literally
it's like be
just
careful what you
flipping
wish
everything.
for
Yeah.
if you want fame, if you want that level of fame.
Yeah.
Seriously. And people, what happens is people always have opinions about the artists. Like they're so caught up in their opinion about Taylor Swift that they don't realize that really all that's happening is there's a market for like media stories that bait your emotions about. Like there'll be a media story that's like Taylor Swift is being, she's at it again, being a bitch, like whatever, or there'll be like Kanye just said something horrendous, and Kanye does say horrendous. But there's also this market for journalism that really just plays on people's emotions and preconceived notions of the artist, and we all don't like to acknowledge that our opinions on these people are completely based off of what we read about them,
right?
And then the music, maybe. But for a lot of people, it's not. And then you find yourself just actively disliking Taylor Swift or anybody else. And really all it is that there's a market for making you feel that way.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's really what happened to her. It's a shame. She's not the first person that's happened to.
No.
Yeah, but she's kind of coming back, like,
she is, in a big way.
Yeah, because, during the Reputation, another thing about this whole era was that she did not give a single interview about this whole thing, about the whole record.
Right.
Not a single interview talking about what, like, who she wrote things about, like, what was writing the record like, blah, blah. Right. It was just the tour, just, music videos, but, like, she never talked about it.
Reputation's so good. Reputation is my favorite Taylor Swift record. I like Lover. I don't think it's a downgrade from Reputation. I think it's
just
like
different.
It's a progression. It's a little bit more of a return to form in a way. It's a little bit more cheerful of a record, but it's definitely a maturation of her as an artist in a big way. But I just loved Reputation. It's so raw. It's kind of got these really industrial sounds.
Oh,
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And it's like a concept. It's like based around a loose concept. It's like, I'm a big Pink Floyd
I'm a big,
fan.
my God, I love concept records. It's my shit.
Isn't it though?
Oh my God.
Oh, you're amongst good company. Yeah. Oh, concept records that's what I came to Berkeley wanting to make a concept record. And
that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to make it happen.
Really? What's it about? Do you want to tell us about it? Can you tell us about it?
I can, of
Please
course.
tell us.
Yes. Okay, so there's this record, Damned. I've been working on it for a year.
What's it called?
Damned.
Damned,
yeah. And it's honestly hugely inspired by both Reputation, Melodrama, and one more artist who I'm going to mention, the third one, the top three, but right after that.
Okay.
So the whole record is about this relationship I was in. It lasted only 3 months. Mm-hmm. You would think like, is that enough for a whole fucking record? Yes, it is.
It was pretty explosive.
It was explosive. It was like passionate. It was all over the place. It was like, how did this happen? How did this end? I didn't get it. Like what just happened? Like kind of like that.
Pretty serious emotions.
Yeah. It was.
So you're
it
writing
was
a concept
crazy.
record about it.
I already wrote it. Now I'm in the process of like mixing and post production.
I see. So you're pretty far along.
Yeah, and the thing about this record, why it's concept, is that there's I'm still thinking on like I have 16 tracks recorded, but
That's a lot.
I'm
That's
like,
no
should I put like all the 16 tracks on the record? But the whole thing is that from the first track up until the last track, it's literally like track by track story. So like the first track is
almost like a rock opera kind of thing.
Kind of like
loose, maybe a little looser than that.
Like a pop opera.
Yeah, pop opera. I mean,
but
rock
yeah. And it's like the first song, it's, where I was before I met him, then I met him, then how we started kind of like dating, then how with the relationship. It's literally a story.
That's so cool. I love concept records. That's so good. And it's called Damned.
It's called Damned, and there's also like a leitmotiv that's happening and all the like that goes on throughout, and there's voice memos of the guy in almost every song. And I used it. Yeah, like there's literally like just him saying, like the thing he would say like when we were at the point of a relationship that the song is about. So he would say, and I went through our voice messages being like, just like trying to cut out like interesting parts that I would be like, this would fit in this song so well. I literally did that, and my phone crashed a week after that. And
just in time.
Just in time, literally. So I was like, this was meant to be. Like, I have to do this.
Yeah, and you do. Do you have a release date? Like, are you that far down the road?
I mean, no, I don't have still mixing. I don't want to, like, I've been working on it for, I don't want to get your hopes up high.
Keep an eye out for Damned, folks.
Yeah.
Lina Cooper, Damned. That's so cool, though. I love it when people really take the initiative to make a concept record. It's difficult to make a concept record.
It is.
And especially today, because, like, I mean, the whole idea of the concept record came out of, back when, the LP was the domineering format. Eventually people realized, well, we've got about 20 minutes on the side of a record, and we can do whatever we want with those 20 minutes, and then you can flip and have the other side. Like, you were kind of forced to put all this material together, and people got creative with it. Whereas now the market's kind of pushed us back towards, every single release you have to maximize. And so a lot of artists are kind of going back to the 50s model of just single and another single and another single. So it's a very difficult market to put these things out. And yet, some of the best records of this decade are concept records. Like, everyone always cites To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh, yeah.
The Kendrick record. Yeah, which is an amazing album, and a lot of his stuff.
Damn, too.
And Damn. Like, Damned, there's Damn.
Yeah.
And a lot of his records are kind of concept records. And, I mean, even that Snail Mail record, I don't think it's a concept record, but there's an intro that alludes to a track that's, like, way at the end. And so it's a little bit looser, but there's kind of this...
Yeah, Melodrama's a concept record, too.
It is?
Yeah. So I've watched a lot of, like, interviews about it, and it's just... it's mostly about this relationship that she was in. I think she was in a relationship for, like, 4 years or something with a guy. And, there's also interludes and, like, interludes and 2 tracks on the same track. Mm-hmm. And, how she is... But yeah, it's basically a concept record. And Reputation is also like all of her concept records. And the third one, which I wanted to mention, is Halsey. It's a pop, like the pop artist Halsey. I
think I've
girl,
heard of them.
She recently had this big hit, like, Tell Me How It Feels.
Oh, yeah, I know I know the song. Yeah.
She just dropped a record, like, 4 days ago.
And it's a concept record?
It's a concept record.
What's it called?
It's called Manic.
I got a Manic. Can you write that down for me, John?
Yeah, and she always also, every time she drops a record, it's a concept record.
Really?
Yes. The first two, like, the first one was called Badlands, and it was basically about this place that's, she imagined. She was like, what would people look like? What would things sound like? What would things look like? And it was just like a whole...
It's pretty out.
Like,
it's like Kubrick.
Yeah, it is pretty out. Yeah.
And then the second one was Hopeless Fountain Kingdom.
Hopeless Fountain Kingdom.
Yeah, I know. It even sounds concept.
Yes,
like,
it does.
And her music videos are concepts, also, like, related to the album.
That's so
like a whole story. Like, literally, Hopeless Fountain Kingdom. She created literally a kingdom where they were, like, kings and queens and, like, all that stuff. And
I'm going to devour this, like, after you go. Like, seriously. I love that shit. And I love that it's, like, more of a pop thing now. Like, do you know Troye Sivan?
Yes.
Troye Sivan had that whole Blue Neighborhood thing.
Yeah.
That's
I
about,
remember that.
And it's like this LGBT story about, like...
There was such a sad story.
It's like really draws at the heartstring, and it's got this music video that it's in 2 parts, and it follows a bunch of tunes.
Yeah.
And it's really, really meaningful stuff. It's really, really cool. And Janelle Monáe has her kind of...
I did not check a lot of
record.
her stuff out.
Yeah, she's got some pretty...
kind of concept,
kind of space.
Right?
A lot of... Yeah, it's very
I'm
futuristic.
like such a casual fan of Janelle Monáe that, like, I'm sure there's a lot of Berkeley people that are crazy about her, that I'm totally outing myself as not knowing shit about her music, but, like, I'm pretty sure her stuff is, like, pretty conceptually oriented too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a big thing, and I want it to come back. You know what I mean? Like, I want...
Definitely.
I have this theory that we can follow the model which is just releasing a track at a time and still put out concept records by using an old distribution technique where you do pre-releases. Mm-hmm. So if you have all of your tracks ready at the same time, you do a pre-release one at a time in order, so you can promote and market each track individually, and it's like a countdown until the end. It's like almost like it's almost like you're broadcasting a TV show.
Yeah.
You know, and you can do a concept record while still releasing everything one at a time. I really want to try that out.
I wanted to try that out too, but at the same time, you know, like, the only thing that stopped me from doing this is that I do have, like, an outro, I do have, like, 2 interludes, and I'm like, would people want, like, see an interlude as a single? Like, although it's, like, a full song, like a 3-minute something song, but it doesn't have a chorus, it does have this, like, weird instrumental part, like,
it's kind of the Achilles heel of the whole idea of the process, is that not every song is single work.
Yeah.
And it's very important when you're making something like a concept record, that not everything you make has to be like a big staple point of the record. It's true. I feel like there's got to be some way to figure out like some happy medium, because I want to see people, and not just the Kendrick Lamars and the Taylor Swifts of the world, be able to make concept records, because it's such a meaningful format for music, and it's awesome to see that and hear that you're doing that, and I'll be looking forward to that coming out.
Thank you.
In fact, do you have anything else coming up? Any other
So actually, one thing, I've dropped a song a week ago which was inspired by one of the songs of the new Halsey's record, Manic. There's this one song, so the last song that I performed, it's called By Abes.
By Abes?
Yeah, so there's this
John knows it, because John's got a gig with her.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Got a gig with her on Sunday at 9 p.m. in Somerville?
Yes. Well, this probably is not going to be out by then. But.
Probably not. It's January 23rd today.
Yeah.
But so your new tune is out.
Yes. And do you want to hear the story about the song?
Yes, let's hear the story about the song.
So basically, I work at this restaurant. It's called Atlantic Fish. It's right across the Prudential Atlantic Fish Company. It's
I know the place.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
It's like
Never
a
been.
pretty famous seafood restaurant in Boston.
Seems expensive.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive. It's not like incredibly expensive. It's pretty affordable. It's definitely not an everyday place to
like
eat.
Going out to eat.
Always booked, you know, like very popular and all that stuff. And I was like, I need some money. So I used to work at a local pizza store, and I was like, no, I want to work somewhere better. So I went there, got a job there.
It's a better gig.
Yeah, definitely. And closer to Berkeley as well. Mm-hmm. So I started working there, and basically within the span of 6 months that I worked there, since July, I've been falling for different servers and barmans there, and every time it never ended well. Like the first time I fell for a guy whose girlfriend was working there. The second time I fell for a guy who was super cute and nice and caring, and then he also turned out to have a girlfriend. The third time it was
a hopeless romantic kind of theme I'm sensing here.
The third time it fell into the swamp.
The third time it was a bartender who I liked him, but I didn't like him as much, and he seemed to like me more, and I was like, this is unfair, we better stop it right now. The fourth time he was another server, and it was just a very weird kind of tension, passion, something, but we never really even went out, and it was
definitely
just,
some
weird
feelings at Atlantic Fish Company.
Oh yeah,
on. There must be something in those fish.
All that mercury.
Yeah.
all that trash. And
mercury.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and these servers, man. Okay, you have to come by one time. I'll get you a drink
I'm sure
or something.
I'll follow.
Can we get?
Can you get us seats at the?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll get your reservation anytime.
Please.
I'm the hostess, cool. Man. But yeah, and during all of this, I was also going through literally I was diagnosed with a major depressive disorder at that time, which sucked.
Yes.
And it was a 3-month episode, which was that for me felt like it lasted forever. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty serious. It's the kind of hole you fall into. It's
yeah, it's very hard to get out of there.
Yes.
Once you do, and you're when is this gonna end? How do I fix this? And you can't fix this, and it was just pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But then I met this last server.
So how many? We've got. I'm not teasing you. I promise. So this is 5.
This is 5. Yeah. No. I'm proud.
You should be proud.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
good.
fine.
It's good.
Talking about this.
You're living your life.
Yeah,
it's
and
good.
so this song was kind of about me talking to this guy, like, I've been through so much, like, I've been going through this, like, terrible episode of my life, and I've been breaking hearts, and I've been brokenhearted. People left me, and I left people. Like, I either obsess over a person, or I don't give a shit about a person. Like, I can't really make up my mind, and, like, are you sure you're ready to deal with this? This is the kind of what the song is about. And then, kind of, the chorus is, changes the last line every time. It happens three times. So the chorus is, because it's been days and weeks and months of pain. Yes. Don't know if I can make it through today, because it's been tears and screams and smiles of pain. And then the first time it's like, but if I do make it through today, I'll get your number right away. The second time it's like, but if I do, I'll call you back tonight, okay? So it's like, oh, I already got your number, so I'm going to call you back tonight.
Yeah, there's like a nice progression. That's
and
nice.
The last time it's like, but if I do, I'll meet you out by Abe's at 8. So it's kind of like, it has this hopeful ending, and this was also kind of like a way of me coming out of this depressive episode, which was like a breath, like a full, like, gulp of fresh air, and being like, oh my god, I'm finally, like, how I don't even know how I got out of this. I honestly don't know.
The creativity sometimes goes with it, you know, like, you won't be writing something maybe for a really long time, and then suddenly when you're pulling out of the depression, suddenly you feel this, like, extra. Is that relatable, or
no? Yeah, I feel it definitely. Yeah, it was like I finished the song when I got out of this depressive episode and met that person who I'm still with. Huh.
That's good.
And yeah,
good for you, Lina.
And this by Abe's, like, it's another restaurant of our company that's right next door to Atlantic Fish. So there's like Atlantic Fish Company, then Crate and Barrel, and Abe and Lewis,
yes.
And it's a steakhouse. So it was kind of me, like, also reference to, like, all of these people. It was like, oh,
it's like
you know,
landmark.
Yeah.
Does he know that there's a song about him?
Oh yeah, all of the, like, at least two. So this song is kind of about, like, let's say, like, 3 people. And the last guy who I'm still with, he obviously knows. Like, I gave it to him for a listen before even, like, it got released, and he was like, "Oh my god, there's gonna be a song about me." And I was like, "Yep, yeah, like, cool. You knew what you were getting into, literally." Like,
at least it's better than being like, "Oh no, there's a song about me."
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
you got to be careful sometimes, like, being in a relationship with an artist.
With an artist, yeah. I mean, because you're putting the voicemails of that other guy.
Yeah.
Does he know about that?
He actually does. Like,
he does, and he's cool with it.
So I put it in way before I asked him. Like, let's say I put it in, like, maybe, like, 5 months before I asked him, and then I messaged him on Instagram for the first time in 2 years since we broke up, and I was like, yo, so I'm writing this record, and I thought that your voice memos would be a great fit, like, and he was like, sure.
All right. Well, that's good. That's very brave of you to.
Yeah.
Totally. It's kind of an awkward conversation now, but it's good that he was cool with it, because that's a nice.
Yeah, I have proof in messages, so he can't sue me.
He can't turn around it. You know something? Text messages are admissible in court as a written agreement.
Well, that's an Instagram message. Does it count?
I think it'll count.
I hope so.
Might need a lawyer to. If I was a lawyer, I'd take that case pro bono. Want to stamp my name on the Instagram messages as admissible in court guy.
It'd be an innovation.
Yeah.
Innovation in,
John took his, like, pre-law.
I did take a test for that.
Yeah, he took the LSAT.
I did take it.
Yeah. John's going to be a big, important man.
You're a smart boy compared to me.
Yeah, I could never do that shit. LSAT. No. They have to do these, like, logic puzzles. It's crazy. It's like math, man.
It is kind of like math. It's like, it's weird. You could get taught that stuff in school without it being like, oh, it's education. You know, like, if you were 8, you could be taught how to do those. They, like, will dangle it in front of you.
It's a hot take.
Hot take, yeah.
That is a hot
might
take.
Get me in trouble. I don't know.
This podcast is all about hot takes.
This is about hot takes.
Give us a hot take.
Hot take.
Hot take.
Hot take. Hot take time with Lina Cooper.
Yeah.
Say something that's going to really, like, hurt old people.
Hurt both of, hurt everyone's feelings.
Yeah, what's going to make the dog kickers really feel sorry for themselves?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh my god, I don't know. I can't come up with anything.
Yeah, we're really putting you on the spot.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Give me a second.
Pressure.
Okay, I'll think about it. If I come up with it, I'll literally interrupt you and be like, I have it.
bananas are good, but if you eat them, you're probably a little racist.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's my hot take.
Okay,
for you,
just
everybody.
in case, in case I say something stupid, would you be able to cut it out?
Oh,
or
of course.
No?
Yeah.
Okay,
You would not be the first person that said something stupid and we had to cut it
my
out.
God.
Okay, you want to hear something that I found, like,
Yes.
okay, I wouldn't say I found it funny, but I got super drunk and I said this, and I think it was a very, very pro-right thing, which came out very wrong.
Okay.
So
I'm
my
ready
boyfriend's
for it.
African American.
Mm-hmm.
One time he came over to my place, and I was shit-faced. I was like out of it. And basically we were laying in my room and he was eating M&Ms, but he wanted to get like an almond ones with I think it was like milk chocolate, but they were white chocolate, and he kept on eating them. And then he was like, we came into the kitchen, he was like, oh fuck man, they were white. And I'm like, we're all the same in the dark. Like,
How did he feel about it?
he was like, he just looked at me like, did you just really say that? And I'm like,
I mean,
So I was like, I mean, isn't that right? But at the same time, I was like, I think they came up very wrong.
I mean, I suppose like I'm in no position to exonerate you, but honestly, you're from where? You from
I'm
Ukraine,
from Ukraine
originally, right?
Yeah.
So the whole dynamic that we have here in the States,
Oh yeah, I've never
Just-
seen a black person in Ukraine.
really.
No, once.
Had you never seen a
Once.
black person until you came to America?
Can I be honest? I don't remember because, like, for some reason, maybe it's because I was like watching a lot of TV shows, or I didn't give it like a huge. It wasn't a big deal for me. I was like, oh, black person, a fucking Asian person, a white person. I don't care. Like, it wasn't like.
There's a lot
a
of
big
diversity
deal.
in America. And
Yeah.
the diversity is not the problem. It's shitty white people just being shitty for like
Yeah.
500 years.
Yeah.
Just nonstop.
And not even a lot
Shitty.
of them, not all of them.
Yeah.
But like a specific, just like
they
layer
just
of
didn't
these
give a
shitty
shit.
white
at all.
people.
I feel like there were some people that were very deliberate, and a lot of just kind of like, well,
Yeah,
I'm not going
they-
to really do anything because it doesn't bother me.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is. A lot of bystanders and a lot of perpetrators.
Just being like, well, mind my own business.
And it
you
must
know?
be like a little weird. I mean, you know something? I've got a friend and his dad is like Brazilian Polish.
What?
Right?
That's
So,
a weird mix.
He's Polish, but the family's from Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So his parents were Polish and then they moved to Brazil. Right? And you meet people from other parts of the world and there's like whole other like tensions between different like
Yeah.
groups of people that you didn't even know about, like he's
Right.
saying things about he said something very distasteful about gypsies once, and I was like, what? Like I didn't. Is that a slur? Is gypsy a slur? Is
I
that a bad
honestly
thing to
don't
say?
know. For me, like,
I'm sorry if it is. If it's
I think
for
it-
Romanian.
Yeah, Roma.
Roma.
They're slightly different than
Different than
Romanians.
Yeah, and he said this something like it was just it's, like he has this like prejudice against these people, and it's like I've never seen someone
These
feel
people.
that way before. Like I'm not part
But
of
it's
this
because
beef,
of something
dude.
you've never, some ethnic
Yeah.
group that.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
there
just
are
don't
some
interact.
Roma people in the United States, but not many
Not
compared
very
to like
many.
Europe.
Yeah, or it's like Turks and
yeah, there's a lot
Armenians.
of them in Europe. Like in
Yeah.
Ukraine, I've seen
I
a
see.
lot of them. Definitely.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and maybe that dynamic is alive there, but there's definitely some kind of toxic dynamics in the States for sure.
Oh yeah, right.
If you're coming here and you're not like kind of in that environment to start off with, it must be a little bit weird, right?
Oh,
Like,
it
you
was
don't know
so
what is
weird.
and
It was
isn't
so
cool
weird
to-
adjusting to like American standards and everything. Because like, personally, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care who you like. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what language you speak. I literally I like you as a person. I like you. I don't need to, But at the same time, like, I felt like sometimes I would say things and they would come off so wrong, and then I would be like, I really didn't mean anything bad when I said that, Let's say I don't know. I don't even know what I would say.
It's hard.
Like,
it's hard to remember. It's hard to know. You know, it's hard to remember.
Yeah.
But it's. Yeah. I think.
But I definitely was in situations when I said
I've seen other kids from like that were from outside the United States, and they kind of found some of the just how Americans just sort of talk to each other, and just the level of like emphasis on some shit. It's kind of hard when it's not even like your first language or something like that too.
Yeah, that's like, another thing.
Yeah, conform.
Oh yeah, like I would always like I've had a friend, but like she was very understandable. So she's a transgender, but I would always just literally like she was a he for like a year and a half while we were friends, and then she wanted to call herself a she.
And you had to adjust.
And I was literally forgetting all the time. I would just call her him. Yes. Just because I would forget. But she would be so understandable. She's like, oh, like whatever. She's like, cool, yeah, I know you respect what I think and how I feel and all of that. It's just that it, comes off your tongue this way.
That's kind of her, because she doesn't have to be cool about it. Is the thing, like she's got every right to be like, no, you get your shit together. One of my closest friends that I've been friends with for 12 years, just recently, 6 months ago, came out as trans to all of us. And it was a bit of an adjustment. I mean, the main thing that I felt when she came out to all of us was like, I feel so bad that you've been like battling this alone. Like, I'm your friend. I want to be there for you, I'm so sorry that like you weren't able to bounce this off me and have us, your circle of people, support you as you and now we've all been like put a lot of effort into being really supportive, but I just felt very profoundly like there was something about someone who I'm very close to that I didn't know, and I had so many questions for her, and it took a little bit of time adjusting too, and she was also pretty cool about it, which I'm grateful for, because again, I'm not entitled, I'm not entitled to people being, if for me just like fucking up or like misgendering them or whatever. But they were pretty cool about it. It was quite an adjustment, and now it's like second nature. Like usually I don't have to think about it. One time I was like a little wasted and I fucked up. And then there was one time where our friend like fucked up, but it was like funny. Yeah, I mean, like the thing is, like, she gets to decide whether it's cool or not. They get to decide. And they should be the ones who get to decide whether it's cool or not. Because right. For a long time we all say, well, you don't have any right to be offended by what I say. And if that's a bad attitude to go, especially someone who's your friend. You shouldn't go after, especially someone that's like, they're working something out about their identity. Yeah. Something very deep at the core of who they are, Yeah, right. But it's an adjustment. It's definitely an adjustment. But you don't seem to have like you don't have a negative outlook. Like I think people can tell the difference between you.
Well, I hope so.
I really don't think that. Yeah, I think you seem nice. You seem nice, Lina. You seem like a very nice.
It's because I'm wearing yellow. Just because of that.
Yeah, it's because you're yellow.
Yeah, I've been hypnotized this whole time by the yellow.
Don't be yeller.
Actually, I'm a very mean person deep inside. I'm a girl with a plan.
A girl with a plan.
I'm a girl with a plan.
That's what the song's really about, right? And
just hiding behind all that yellow, but deep inside.
Every villain is lemons.
Is that a thing? Is that
evil?
Evil. Yeah. Oh, it's like an acronym.
Yeah.
I see. But yeah, people can tell the difference between something said out of ignorance, arrogance, malice. Like I think that I think people understand when you care. And that's like very important. I definitely think that the most important thing when my friend came out was us all showing we care to know you as you know yourself, rather than just our perception of you.
Yeah, definitely.
These are the sort of things this is always what happens when we get to about the hour and
who is diving in somewhere deep.
We dove into some deep deep
we did some
caves.
deep sea diving. We did some snorkeling today.
Well, it's important to
did do
talk
some
about things like
It
that.
is.
You know, if
We
someone's
talked about
listening,
your tracks. You know,
Yeah.
now you have some. You did a great performance, and like
it's good to hear your thoughts. I think we artists need that outlet because I think, at least maybe this is true for me. I think this is true for a lot of people. Part of the reason we make art is because we've got this whole web of things going through us, and there's only, once you make something, it's how people interpret it, like your intent is important, sure, but like people are just going to interpret it how they interpret it. And it's been good for me, at least, to do this podcast, because then we get to actually share our thoughts. It'll be good for you to have your thoughts out there so people can put
yeah, I love
they can
giving
see-
interviews.
you should come back. You should come
Oh,
back. We're going to have
absolutely,
other
yeah.
people back. We're
Invite
going to have
me
Misha
anytime.
back. We're going to have the art house.
Invite me and Misha.
Please, we got to do that now.
I think there is no more art house anymore, actually.
Yeah,
We heard that
I
in
heard
fact.
that.
But you
ship
can definitely invite
sank.
me and Misha together.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
yeah.
seen some good footage of the two of you. And
Yeah,
so-
please. In fact, we should set that up. That would be a good interview. And we did that thing with Misha where we like improvise a song.
Oh yeah.
I want to do that on the podcast. That would be so funny. That'd be so great. You all right?
Yeah, I swallowed that water a little
Oh.
too enthusiastically, as usual. No, but that's a great game that he played.
Yeah, that was fun. It challenges you. There was a time where I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah,
Just like
same.
like spitball. I'd feel too self-conscious. I'd feel like whatever I came up with was dumb. But that's kind of the point.
It's kind of the point. Yeah, you're coming up with dumb shit, and you're just like, haha, that's funny, or
Yeah.
not funny, or random,
Yeah.
or sad,
right.
or happy, or talented. Like, whatever comes out, just comes out.
And what's empowering is being able to say, and that's okay.
Of course.
That it's more important that I'm always being expressive than that everything I do is perfect.
Yeah.
Because then the things you really care about, you work until they're perfect,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But it's important, and I really like this about Misha's philosophy in general about being an artist, and I agree with it. I didn't always feel this way, but as I've matured,
Sure.
I've really grown into this position that not everything you do has to be your greatest hit. You just have to
No.
keep doing. It's like Stephen King wrote like hundreds of stories and
Yeah.
only published the ones that were really good.
Yeah.
It's better. It's better than like putting all of your ego into your one magnum opus, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like just a heartbreak waiting to happen.
Yeah, and that's I have had heartbreaks.
A heartbreak
creative
that might.
heartbreaks. Yeah, trying to do that.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's important to write a lot. Just let it
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
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 Practice.
And so if you're a dual major in songwriting, you also have to do like a song every 3 weeks then.
Yeah. I mean, I write a lot of songs.
It comes pretty naturally.
It comes pretty naturally just because, like, for me, songwriting is, like, very therapeutic. It's
see.
like whenever I have an idea or a feeling or an emotion that I need to express or something happened, I literally, like, pull out my phone and just start writing lyrics, even if they never come to, be a song, like a full finished song. I
You just
still
start
write
to
them
develop
down and I keep them. Or if it's like a melodic
Song
idea.
seeds, they call
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
in
I
songwriting,
write
right?
song seeds all the time. And I
Yes.
write like a full song, maybe like every week or two. Like
Yeah,
without the
that's like-
songwriting major, like just for myself.
That's more often than I do it. That's good though. It's good to keep the practice. I know people that have done like a challenge, like a song a day for a month.
I could do that, but
You
I
think
don't
you
want to
could do
do
that?
that. I would not want to do that.
You wouldn't want to do it. You feel like it's better to put a little bit more thought and time into it.
Yeah, and also I don't have time. I work so much. I have 2 jobs, an internship, and I'm a dual major, and I record and perform and, like do all this
How do you do
stuff. I just don't sleep. That's it. That's it.
I couldn't have done that. I did one major at Berkeley. I was part-time. That was all I could handle.
Yeah, well, it's hard, man. Like, I honestly, that's my therapist says, like, this workload is one of the things why I had that depression.
Yeah.
She was like, your body was literally crashing down. It was like not sleeping, not eating, always under stress,
Self-care
working.
is so important. If
and
you're not taking care of
just
yourself, everything else
crashed.
falls
So
apart. Yeah.
maybe don't do that, kids. Do not overload
Okay.
yourself with work.
It's easy to though. It's easy to overdo it.
Very easy.
It's very easy to overdo it. I burn myself out pretty easily, I'd say.
That's the thing with me. I burn myself out it's very hard for me to burn out. Yeah.
Well,
so I think like I can do it all and I keep on doing it and I don't even notice like when I cross the line and I'm like.
Until it's like too late. And
yeah.
Then you cry. I see. Interesting. It's almost like a little bit of a therapy session right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's understandable. I think that it seems like every artist has their own sort of like manic relationship to their work. You know what I mean? I always felt a little differently. I always felt kind of like, I feel like now more than ever, it just flows, you know? But for a while, man, my problem was I just gave up too easily, you know? Like, I'd have a good idea and wouldn't know where to take it, and I'd be like, oh, well, whatever. Never mind then.
Yeah.
And then just a bunch of ideas not following through.
I feel like a lot of artists do that. Like, yes. I do that myself sometimes. Like, when you think, like, oh, you know.
It seems pretty common. It seems like your thing is a little different, though, right? Like, you're more in the camp of you might overdo it. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I would say that I overdo a lot of things, yeah. I could have, like, today I had, like, 9 to 10 as my first job, 10:30 to 4 is my other job, 4 to 5 is my, like, first job again, and then I came home, did my homework, and then I came here, and after that I might do, like, something else.
Good Lord. That's a lot of work, you know.
And that's just today.
That is a lot of work.
That's
yeah,
today.
For a Thursday.
On a Thursday. That's a lot of work. You know, energy is like money. You know, you if you spend all your energy, it's like spending all your money. Then you run out. You know, it's always good to be frugal with your energy, like you're being frugal with money. I'd say, but it's easy to forget. You know, it's like easy to spend too much money too.
Yep, absolutely.
You know?
And then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And you can't go back. You can't reverse and be like, oh, boop, 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 like.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, and if energy is like money, then music is like gambling. You know, like it's just like you're just throwing all this. And this is what's crazy about Berklee. It's not everyone at Berklee is like a writer or an artist. Some people are just like monster performers, and that's like their thing.
Yeah.
Right. But at Berklee, you just have en masse like all of these people that are massively creative people. And with creativity always comes this like kind of up and down.
Oh yeah.
You always have, and it's not like everyone is just like personality-wise a wreck. Like there's also a lot of really charismatic and kind people.
Of course,
like, yourself being one of them. But yeah, I swear. But we're all also just like fucking so fucked up. You know what I mean? Like
every musician's really fucked up a little bit.
A little bit in some way. Because and this is the thing that's so weird when you kind of exit the bubble, especially if you interact with people that aren't doing music. You know, if you interact with people that aren't at Berklee but they're doing music, they're like that. Sometimes they're even more like that, you know. But then like my brother is an accountant, you know.
That's so normal.
It's so normal. It's so normal. And my brother's great, and he's a very smart person, and I love him. He's a very interesting person, you know, and he's got important ideas, and he's just like, and he's had his fair share of struggles too, you know. But he's not crazy, like, eccentric, you know? He's, like, a pretty normal, adjusted human being. Yeah. And then me, like, I'm the second child, and I'm just, like, on fucking Jupiter. You know what I mean? Like, this is what happens. And at Berklee...
Well, you have your right. There's one kid who's going to make money now. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, there we go. Like, Joe satisfied it for me, and now I can just... fuck off. That's kind of what I did anyway. But you know, like, and this is sort of like when you get to Berklee, when you first get to Berklee, it's so crazy because most people are pretty young, right?
Yeah.
And college is like normal college. People are becoming adults. You know, they're learning how to be people in the world, and they're fucking up, and they're doing stupid things, and they're being kind of reckless, some more than others, right? Yeah. Some more than others, definitely. But you've got a lot of people that, like, are still figuring themselves out as human beings. And the thing about Berklee is, as much as they've really worked to become more of a college than just like a
trade school,
right? There's still, in a big way, this big vibe of like, if you're here, you better be making the most of your time. You better be, you know? And if you're not, like, at the very least, you feel like you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
And if you're still figuring yourself out as a human being, if you're still figuring out how to be productive, how to be creative, like, you're gonna fuck up a lot when you first get to Berkeley.
And it's gonna hurt.
It's like such an
and you're gonna
story.
feel bad. You're gonna feel worthless.
Yes. Because there's all these people that do come to Berkeley already ready to work, and it's easy to compare yourself to those. John, why don't you turn your microphone just like 90 degrees towards yourself? Yeah, there you go. All right. It's really crazy because now, like, I mean, you're kind of at the end now. You're going to be done after this semester, right? So are you walking in the spring?
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You made it through. How many years did you do Berkeley in?
4. I did 1 summer semester, and I tested out of 1 semester.
Wait, so you came here before you turned 18?
Yeah, I came here when I was 17.
Wow.
Yeah. I was a little kid.
You were. I couldn't handle this at 17.
Yeah.
I could barely handle it.
Dude, I came here, I didn't even have an apartment. Like, I could not. I told my mom, I was like, I'm not going to live in the fucking dorms. They're $9,000 a semester. You're not paying this. You are not paying this.
Yeah.
And then
Boston is not cheap to live in an apartment.
And I didn't know like how to find an apartment. So like the only funny fact, the only person who I knew was my ex-husband, who was my only friend in Boston. So I hit him up and I was like, "Can I crash at your place for like until I find an apartment?" And he was like, "Yes." And this is how I found the art house.
Really?
I was the first person to move into the art house. Like maybe like 3 weeks into September. First? No, I just found like it was like 3 random sophomore students from Berkeley who I haven't talked to since they moved out. I was the first one to move in. Then it was like the second year was me, my ex-husband, Igor, and like people you don't know. And then the third year it was me, Misha, Will, and then like other people. And then this is our 4th year of what you've already seen.
You guys have been in that same place the whole time?
I've been there in 4 years. I've been there for 3.5 years. Misha's been there for 1.5 years, same as Will. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. This is always what happens is you come here and you have all these people that aren't really your people, and then you kind of find your people. And Misha, the first time I met Misha was in an office hour for a teacher.
Really?
Yeah.
What teacher?
Pooja Agarwal, Dr. Pepperoni.
Dr. Pepperoni, yeah.
I suppose you don't have any context for why she'd be called Dr. Pepperoni.
No.
But, yeah, and I chatted with him, it was like an office hour. And then Chris had this party at his flat that we kind of organized for him. Yeah, we kind of talked him into hosting a party at his place, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then most of the art house cats came. And then I was like, oh, it's you! And it was Misha, and him and I grilled sausages in the rain. It was a fun night. That was like in September.
Exciting.
It was a very exciting time. But, you just run into these people.
Yeah. No, that was destiny. Honestly, like, me and Misha met during our first week at Berkeley, both me and, like, so we know each other for a long time at this point. And we're moving to New York together in September.
Really? So, he's moving too?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now I'm going to know so many more people.
Yeah.
It makes me feel better about moving to New York.
Yes, me too. I'm glad we met.
Yeah,
and although you're going to be in Texas, maybe or maybe not.
Maybe.
It seems like his plans aren't entirely set in stone, but Texas sounds like a good idea because it's like cheap there.
It's very cheap.
And Houston's pretty cool. Although we'd love to have you.
Yes, we'd love to have you
in the Big Apple as well, John.
Big apples.
Big apples.
Are you moving with your girlfriend?
Not immediately. She's actually in California right now, finishing school.
Oh, okay.
And then she's gonna come out here. So
I see.
The situation, we're doing long distance right now. We're in it for that long haul. It actually works. Long distance is a tough thing to do, but we do it. We keep a regular routine. We see each other fairly frequently. We're figuring it out. It's been pretty good.
a lot of people who do long distance.
Yeah. It's more common than people think, because I think the general understanding is most people think that it's impossible. It's bound.
I think it's possible if you have if you know that at some point you're gonna live together. If you have that, if that's a possibility.
So yes, it really is, because otherwise it's easy to lose all hope.
Yeah,
it's very
because
easy
if there's
to lose all
no
hope.
if there's nothing, if there's no goal, if you don't have something to look like look forward to.
Yes.
If you're not like, oh, we're gonna move back in a year or two, or I'm gonna graduate and we're gonna like stay together, go somewhere and all that stuff. You don't have that. You don't have anything to hold on to.
Exactly.
But if you do, even if it's just not as like certain plan of like, oh, we already signed the lease and we're gonna move together.
At least, as long as you have something to work toward.
Yeah.
This is what my therapist told me, because there was a point where it was getting kind of tough. I was like, oh, I love Holly so much, but this is getting difficult. It's just emotionally taxing to be long distance. And he said, well, you guys need an end goal. And I went to Holly. I was like, Holly, we got to figure out what we're gonna do. Because I at this point I already knew I was going to New York. Like I was like, if I'm gonna go to New York, I should at least be there for a couple of years. To really, you can't just be there for a little while.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I'll come there once I finish school. So she's gonna come out there. Yeah. There's a lot of people, and my good friend Leon, me and Leon were Chris's roommates first semester. He's out there, and my friend Julie is out there. She's gonna be on the podcast in a couple of weeks. I got a lot of people out there. I'm in this band of this guy named Brian Rigby, who isn't a Berkeley guy, but his sax player Simon was a Berkeley guy, a few years ahead of us, and he's really nice. And so I've got some people out there, and now I've got you, and Misha's going to be out there.
Oh, yep.
We'll see what happens. It's it's kind of frightening.
Oh,
to move
yes.
to New York. I mean, you already moved from the Ukraine to here. So you already went through that once.
Yeah.
I'm from 45 minutes away from here.
Oh, wait. Where were you born?
I was born in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, at the Women and Infant Center in Providence, Rhode Island.
Wow.
And Rhode Island is a small place. Any drive longer than maybe 25 minutes is considered a long way away. It's a little place. And then, I went out to Boston, and it was already such a culture shock. Now I'm going to go to New York. It's a lot. It's a lot.
No, yeah, I definitely agree.
Definitely is a lot. But, it's good that you've got someone you're going with.
Yeah.
By the way, I had a question before. So, you're from the Ukraine. Misha's from the Ukraine. Is that something you guys connected over, or is that just a wild coincidence?
That was a coincidence, because I'm pretty sure, I don't remember exactly how we met, but I remember we met one day, and then I was 17, but I was smoking cigarettes, because, in Ukraine, everyone smokes cigarettes, and I was like, fuck, I really want a cigarette, and he was like, oh, I have cigarettes, I think he said, I have Ukrainian cigarettes in my dorm room, and I was like, please, can we go and get some? He was like, yeah, sure, let's go, and we just went there, and then we talked for 3 hours on his, not the porch, but it was these staircases.
Stoop.
The stoop.
Yeah, the stoops. We sat on the stoop and smoked cigarettes and talked for about 3 hours.
It's a social
and
thing.
It just happened, yeah. And
I mean,
that's how
tobacco's
we became
not
friends.
good for you, and
don't smoke, kids.
Don't smoke. But
Don't
you
do
often, when people smoke, they're kind of in this club, where
I've met
you can.
most of my people that I work with in music through smoking, and that's not a joke.
It's like that with weed too, to an extent, because you immediately have something in common. You know, something you have an activity that you can do together.
Yeah.
You're sharing.
Yes.
You're borrowing things. You're going on break. You're spending your breaks together.
Yeah.
Work,
Yeah, that's true. And another thing, with smoking cigarettes, if you find someone who smokes as well, there's a lot of judgment and stigma, surrounding cigarettes. So when you find someone, you're like, oh my God, you're not going to judge me for this. Can we please, go and do this?
Yeah.
So,
I know about it, but it's better not to.
No, definitely.
It's definitely because smoking is.
Honestly, any kind of smoking, even weed, it's so bad for your lungs.
It is bad for your lungs. Weed doesn't have to be the cure-all. This is the thing is people want to advocate for legalization of weed, and I'm all for it. Weed should be legal because we need to stop putting people in jail for smoking weed. But it doesn't have to be. We don't have to go all the way and then say that it's
miracle cure.
Yeah. It'll you smoke some weed and everything, you'll be healthier, your lungs will be healthier, your heart will be healthier, your liver will be healthier. It's good for your brain, it's good for your hair, it's good for your eyes. If you got cancer,
weed.
It doesn't have to be, even if it was really bad for you. I'd still say, I mean, maybe this is my hot take for real. Like, I'd still say you shouldn't be putting people in jail for it, you know? But I think in general, like, there's kind of this inclination, like, if it's something you like to do, and if it's something that you don't have a problem with, you feel like you got to say, like, there's no problem with those. And it's like that with smoking, definitely.
I'm just surprised. We dove into another deep topic here. Literally, the name of the
diving.
podcast should be Lina Cooper on racism, transgenders,
smoking,
weed legalization,
we're
cigarettes,
really on all
tobacco, and like literally
all
nothing
the big
about
topics.
music.
Yeah,
like,
so
all of that.
What do you?
Major depressive disorder.
On mental health, and I mean, we've talked about quite a bit. In fact, we've done about an hour and 20 minutes.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. In fact, we can wrap it up.
We can wrap it
you've
up.
Got how many gigs you got coming out?
I have a lot of gigs coming up. I'm playing the Canopy Room on January 27th. I'm playing the Plow and Stars on the 30th.
I love the Plow and Stars. It's a good place. It's a good bar.
I'm playing Article 24 on the 1st. I'm playing Zuzu on the 2nd. And I'm playing like about 5 more venues I can't remember right now. But these are the upcoming 5 that I remember.
Lots of gigs. Very good.
Very
good
nice.
stuff. Lina Cooper, everybody. Yeah, so what is your furthest in advance gig that you have booked right now?
Furthest is in April. I have the date written down. Can't remember it right now.
You can't remember?
I think it's like April something.
I want us to talk about a date that people, like, by the time this is out, people know about it. You know what I mean? When are we putting this one out, John? Not tomorrow, right? Are we?
I mean, we can.
I suppose we can. That's a lot of editing to do.
Well, check out my website, which is linacooper.com. LINACOOPER.com.
LINA.
LINA, yep. And then all the dates are going to be published there.
There you go. Yeah. Check out linacooper.com. Check out her, what was that track that came out?
By Abe's.
By Abe's, that's right. And your concept record, Damned, will be coming out
hopefully soon.
You know something? When it's coming out, come back on the show. And we'll talk about it more in detail. We'll listen to it.
Yeah, I can send it, honestly, before it comes out. Yeah, I'll send it to you
cool.
even before it comes out. Once it's ready, when people can pre-order it, I'll send it to you so you don't have to wait.
Thank you so much.
Great.
That's so cool. I love it when people make concept records. I have a concept record that I've been working on for years. We'll
make it happen.
We'll chat about it. Yeah. Lina, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course.
That was
Please
a
come
pleasure.
back. Come back with Misha. Come back when your album is complete. Come hang before then. You're really cool. And your performance was amazing. I cannot sing your praises enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
You want to play us out, Johnny?
Yeah. This has been Filtrum Radio. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.